Hello everyone, welcome to our review of ratios and rates. So let's go ahead and start out with ratios. So we want to write a ratio in simplest form, explain what the ratio means using a for every there are phrase. So we're comparing circles to triangles, so the order matters. So we have to do circles compared to triangles. We want it in simplest form. And there's three ways to write it. We can write our ratios using the colon notation. So we'd have circles to triangles. We can use fraction form. So circles to triangles. Or we could just use the word to. Circles to triangles. And obviously we're going to fill these in with the numbers. And then we're going to have our for every statement. So for every however many circles there are so many triangles. Alright, so give that one a try. See how you do. Alright, so circles to triangles. Well, we have 3 circles to 6 triangles. Now we want to simplify that. So 3 to 6 actually simplifies to 1 to 2. So we could write it as 1 to 2, 1 over 2, 1 with the word 2, 2. So for every one circle, this would be singular now, not plural. So for every one circle, there are 2 triangles. Alright, next up. We've had these ratio tables where we need to find the missing value. And we always find the missing value using multiplication or division. Remember, these are ratios, 12 dogs to 16 dogs, and we want to see what's equivalent, 3 dogs to how many cats. And if you think of this as fractions, well, this is 12 sixteenths. How do we go from 12 to 3 using multiplication or division? Okay, so we're going to use division. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So then we could do 16 divided by 4 is 4. So 12 to 16 is equivalent to 3 to 4. So go ahead and try and do the same thing to find out how many dogs would be with 8 cats, how many cats would be with 21 dogs. Remember, you could go from any column to any other column. So to go from 4 to 8, that's pretty easy. Then you can easily go from 3 to the missing value. But from that missing value to 21, that might not work. You might actually have to go from 3 to 21 and then 4 to that missing value. So try that. All right, so yes, 4 to 8, we multiply by a factor of 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. Notice there's no good way to go from 6 to 21, but like I mentioned, you could go from 3 to 21 by multiplying by a factor of 7. So then we do 4 times 7 is 28. So 1 dogs to 28 cats. If you simplified all of these ratios, you would get the same thing. You would actually get 3 to 4. All right, another thing we talked about were rates. Rates have different units. So this is comparing dollars to hours. So for our rate that is circled, you would just write the numbers. You could do it in any form, but make sure you use the units. So try that. All right, so we have $45 to 3 hours. Okay, so make sure you have the units there found on the double number line. Then we talked about this unit rate. So the unit rate is how many of our quantity we have for 1 unit. For, in this case, 1 second, might be 1 hour, might be in 1 book. Okay, so then we write a per statement for our final answer. So if we set this up as revolutions over seconds, we have 1,800 over 50. We want to know how much that is for 1 second. And then we're going to write that as a per statement. So whatever we get, we're going to say that many revolutions per 1 second. Okay, so think, how do we go from 50 to 1 using multiplication or division? Give that a try. All right, so we need to divide numerator and denominator by 50, and I believe that will get us to 36. 36 revolutions per second. All right. So next up, we want to determine if rates are equivalent, and there's multiple ways to do this. One way is to find the unit rate. Another way to do it is to simplify both of these rates, and that's usually the easiest. So I'm going to abbreviate heartbeats as HB over seconds. So the first one is 17 heartbeats over 15 seconds. Now, can that be simplified anymore? No, that is simplified. So let's look at the second one, 68 heartbeats over 60 seconds. Well, that can definitely be simplified. So why don't you try and simplify this and see if it's equivalent to 17 over 15. All right, so these are both divisible by 4. Or you might have divided both of them by 2 and then by 2 again. But if you divide them by 4, 68 divided by 4 is 17. 60 divided by 4 is 15. So both of them are 17 heartbeats for 15 seconds. So yes, they are equivalent. All right, so now let's look at some word problems. So a chef buys 6 pounds of salmon fillets for $51. How much will the chef pay for 9 pounds of salmon fillets? So whenever you see a word problem like this, think ratio tables. So what are we comparing? Now in general, I like to compare and put dollars on the top and then pounds on the bottom. So we have $51 for 6 pounds. We want to know how much it is for 9 pounds. Well, we could see right away there's no easy way to go from 6 to 9 using multiplication or division. So we're going to need an intermediate step here. And I always find it helpful when we're talking dollars and some quantity to figure out the unit rate. So how much money is it for 1 pound? And then it'll be easy to figure out how much it is for 9 pounds. So we will end up with a decimal here, which is okay. Let's do 6. How do we get to 1 pound? So we need to divide by 6. And then from 1 to 9, we scale by multiplying by 9. So why don't you go ahead and do that and see what you get. All right, so 51 divided by 6, that's going to be $8.50. And then if we go ahead and multiply that by 9 to scale up for 9 pounds, let's see, that's going to be $76.50. All right, so it's going to be $76.50 for 9 pounds. All right, and then we have looked at better buys before. As a tip, put the dollar in the numerator, and what we're going to do is find the unit rate, how much it costs for, in this case, 1 fluid ounce. All right, so for our first option, we can pay $4.40 for 20 fluid ounces. So if we divide by 20, that's going to tell me how much it is for 1 fluid ounce. And then if I have to pay $4.80 for 24 fluid ounces, well, if we divide by 24, then we can figure out how much it would cost for 1 fluid ounce for that scenario. So give that a try, and then whatever one is less expensive is going to be the better buy. All right, so if you do $4.40 divided by 20, that should come out to be let's see, 22 cents for 1 fluid ounce. And then if you take $4.80 divided by 24, that should come out to 20 cents for 1 fluid ounce. So that means our 24 fluid ounces is the better buy. Do it for our review.